Alright, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey here with another StarCraft 2 cast for you guys. This one's going to be featuring our hero, the red Zerg player in the top left corner of Coda LE once again. He is tbham. And the rival down here in the bottom right corner, his latter opponent, the blue Protoss player, LetsFly. So a couple things to clear up here. tbham is no longer on Team All Inspiration, but this replay was in our replay vault, so I picked it up here. I don't know anything that happens here other than the title of it was what? W-A-T with multiple T's after that as well. So I think something crazy happens, and that's a good thing. One thing to address is all three of the games I've casted so far have been on Coda LE. This is for a couple reasons. One of them is because it's one of the most favored maps of the new map pool, but also I'm pulling some of these replays from the previous season on our old ladder pool, and it just so happens that they're all on Coda, which is kind of a hilarious coincidence. But if you would like to see some more newer replays casted of yourself or someone you know, feel free to send me the replays at gdoggcasey SC2 at gmail.com, and I'll gladly cast them if I think they're interesting. Don't spoil the ending in the replay or in the message that you send me, but if you want to give me like a slight idea of what's happening, then you can go ahead and do that. Now, it looks like tbham has gone for a sort of 14-14 play. This is a diamond level ZVP, by the way, so just get that out of the way. We have early aggression coming out of tbham before a hatchery is even morphed on the bottom there, and up here for LetsFly, he is getting the gateway on the high ground with a pylon back here. So I like the placement sort of because it's going to make things a little bit harder for Lings to run around here, but there's going to be no wall off at all, so the Lings will be able to just get right into the base here. And we'll see. We already have a probe scouting this out and seeing no natural. So LetsFly is going to be aware of the situation here. Zergling speed starts right away. There are still 2 drones mining gas. So this tells me that we're probably going to see either a Baneling Nest or a Roach Warren follow this up. I'm leaning towards Baneling Nest because there's still no second hatchery, and Roaches are really expensive. This probe is looking around like, what? You're really one-basing me right now? And at least for now, that is the truth. Lings are going to be streaming across the map here. tbham only making Lings and Queens. He's banking up a little bit of gas here. And on the other side, the probe is thinking about dropping down that Nexus. This is going to be a pretty ambitious Nexus if he just drops us down right here. Okay, so he does do that. Now, the Mothership Core is going to be out pretty soon, and that's actually a incredibly good defensive unit for the Protoss player. Oh, we got Burrow coming in from tbham as well. This is like 100% one base play as the Zerglings are coming in. He's going to take a look. He's probably going to see this Nexus and think like, wow, that's brave. Does pick off a probe as things get started here. Is he going to be able to pick off this pylon? Actually, it looks like he may force a cancel here. Oh, so close and no cancel. So 100 minerals lost here. There is a Zealot on its way out. Warp Gate being chrono boosted. This Mothership Core is still going to be pretty powerful as finally the Natural's going down here for tbham. A lot of Speedlings up here. They're not going to be able to cancel this Nexus just like this. They are going to back out and regroup with their reinforcing buddies. And tbham is still in Zergling making mode. There's a huge swell of them coming across the map, and this is going to be a much more difficult attack to hold off for LetsFly with just one Zealot. He is chrono boosting out a Sentry, and the Lings come back in here, going to get another probe. Mothership Core still hammering away though, almost at 100 energy. Actually, a Photon Overcharge could be set off, and it does get triggered here. Lings focusing on a pylon. They decide, okay, I'm actually just going to take out that pylon and then just burrow right in the natural of LetsFly. And he's burrowing all over the place here. Now going to be focusing on getting some drones out. He's even pulled out of gas. So he was staying into gas just for that burrow, it looks like. And now he's going to try to use this map presence he has to... he's going to use this map presence to keep LetsFly back at home and allow him to drone up. This would be so funny if these drones were, or if these Zerglings were spread out a little bit more so that no buildings could be built here. That would actually be hilarious. so far there's no real follow-up coming out of LetsFly either. More Lings just picking probes off in the natural, and this is a pretty annoying thing to deal with. All he has to do is just burrow again and force the robo facility out of LetsFly. So these Lings will be annoying for a few more minutes, and then eventually a observer will be out and on its way. But tbham has taken a third base behind this, and he's moving into just a macro game. So going from like his 14-14 speedling burrow attack into keeping the Lings here to be annoying and keep LetsFly at home and just drone up on 3 bases. Eventually most of the Lings here are getting cleaned up though. But I love how he's spreading out the burrowed Lings, so the observer's going to have to do a little bit more work. There's Lings here as well still. So he's getting an eye on everything, and we're seeing a robo facility, a couple gateways. It's really nothing too crazy coming out of the Protoss player. Well, meanwhile, tbham can get his lair and decide what he wants to go into next. And knowing that he's forcing a robotics facility type build out of LetsFly, I think he's going to go for a Spire. Let's take a look at the workers kill here. 9 workers have been taken down here from tbham, and again, just shooting up from his burrow, and eventually going to lose all these Lings, I think. Yeah, they do all go down. Is there any more? I think every single Ling has been taken out, finally. Yeah, looks like it. So after about 9 minutes of in-game annoyance for LetsFly, he finally takes care of all the Lings and is able to just sort of take a deep breath. But tbham is in full economy mode here, trying to get some more drones. Looks like he's going to get a double Evo wall going here. And maybe he's going to go with a Roach Warren? We'll see. The lair is now finished. My initial guess was going to be a Spire, but if I see the double Evo chamber, I mean, it could still be a Spire, and actually there is going to be a Spire right here. So he's going to be going into like a Ling. I think he's going to get melee upgrades and use those Lings to defend while he has more time to get some of those mutas out. Now the Warp Prism is out on the field though, and I hope this is something that tbham realized could come out of a robo-style play. And it looks like it's going to try to get a little bit of damage over here on the third base. tbham really doesn't have any army units out on the field. In fact, he's got 6 supply of army units. I think that's only just a couple Lings. Actually, maybe it's even just the Queens. So tbham is going to find himself with having a little bit of trouble defending this. He just made 7 more drones as well. Oh man. So the Mothership Core is coming along the right side. The Warp Prism going into the left side. Very nice play coming here from LetsFly. And tbham does not know this is happening. Does now get a whiff out of it with the Zealots. Going to go to town on this Queen. And over here on the right side, Sentry's coming in. And this isn't really a powerful force. It will be able to take out a Queen. Over here, the Zealots are being surrounded by drones. So a lot of workers are going to be going down here. And tbham forced to evacuate the third base. Now, this is only Sentries and 1 Zealot. Meanwhile, over here, more and more drones getting picked off. Finally, the Zealots have been dealt with. Where's that Warp Prism? Could be warping in some more if he wanted to. But behind all this, we got a third base coming down here for LetsFly. And if he can pick off this third base, this will be absolutely devastating for tbham. Some Zerglings do get on top of these Sentries, and I think that this is going to be held off, but I don't know. This Warp Prism is continuing to be annoying over here, unable to warp in. So this third base, well, it does eventually get defended. And now the mutas are out. So the mutas are going to be able to shut down this Warp Prism, and no doubt they're going to be looking for it. Or maybe they're looking for the Mothership Core, which I think just recalled. Yeah, came back home. And now there's a third base here for the Protoss. He's transitioned into Blink. He's getting his upgrades going for attack and getting some more gateways. So he's going to try to go into a Blink Stalker type play here, which is going to be good against the mutas. I'm sure he did scout out at least a couple mutas. But this Warp Prism is still hiding. Looks like the Lings will finally spot it out. Yeah, the mutas are really looking like they're trying to spot out this Warp Prism. But this mineral line is pretty undefended here. Even for 4 or 5 mutalists to come in here and start picking off some probes, that could be incredibly helpful. And the probes are all bunching up here, just dying to these mutas. LetsFly was not in position to deal with this, and so many probes are going down. If we take another look now, it's 26 and counting probes going down. Finally, Photon Overcharge is going to force these mutas back into the main, but he's also getting a full scout, and he's going to try to unpower some of these pylons, which is so annoying for LetsFly. looks like LetsFly has decided, all right, I'm just going to move across the map. Blink is almost finished. He's got +1 attack, and he's going to try to put some pressure on while these mutas unpower all of these gateways. So reinforcements are going to be incredibly slim for LetsFly. So he's putting all his eggs in this basket of getting this attack on the third done. So even if he picks off this third, which I think he probably will, he's still going to be in a really hard spot with no gateways powered up here. So the third base does eventually go down. And tbham's just trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to surround you so I can take care of this army and then just win the game? So LetsFly has to be really careful with his army units. Actually, tbham getting some Zerglings here. His mutas are still going crazy. This is kind of inefficient. They're working on killing gateways that don't need to be killed right now. In fact, I would even just bring the mutas home at this point, and I think that is what tbham is considering. Although now he feels like he can just pick off the Nexus. Zerglings are going to be pretty strong here, especially with +1 attack literally just finishing right now, but this is still really scary. There's a lot of Blink Stalkers and Sentries here. Force Fields are pretty good and have been throughout the game for LetsFly. And I mean, Evo Chambers are going to get picked off. Eventually these mutas are going to have to come home, and it does look like they've decided, but they have to be careful because these are soon to be +2 attack Blink Stalkers, and tbham is now just on 2 mining bases. He's actually even going to pick up a macro hatch here, which I think is a good idea. And this is where LetsFly is planning on camping out for now and try to figure out how he can kill tbham. With Blink Stalkers, he can just blink into the main too. So tbham's got to be careful. Oh, if he can pick off this Warp Prism though, that'll be huge. And he does get it. Nicely done from tbham here. So it looks like LetsFly is on the full retreat, and I kind of like this idea because he does have a third base up. tbham's going to try to get some damage done on this third, but lots of cannons in good positions here, unable to break through. And all of a sudden, things are not looking very good for tbham. I mean, he's still up in supply. The worker count is even, but he's only just now rebuilding his third base. These mutas, though, have been killer. Going to try to pick off even more pylons, and I think they're going to be able to. LetsFly is just not in position to defend this. He's too focused on defending his third base over here. So tbham going to try to get as much damage as he can do. Maybe he can poke down this Nexus and take it out. Boom, Nexus goes down. That is going to be somewhat annoying. I don't think it's as annoying as tbham losing his third base, but we'll see, because this army is strong. It's got +2 attack. I mean, +2 is coming through for the Lings, and there's a lot of Lings here now. Looks like tbham is in full unit producing mode. This Overlord going to be spotting out this army, so tbham knows where the attack is coming from. Picking off so many probes, though, with these mutas. Oh my god. 42 workers killed so far for tbham. And on the other side, I mean, he's... Oh, I was so nervous I was going to do that. That is hilarious. My hotkeys are terrible. So let's see. Let's go back to where we were. I think we were right around here. This should be fine. And let's just go ahead and lower that. Sorry about that, guys. That was just me hitting Control-E by mistake. We're back here to where the mutas were ravaging everything. They're going to kill that Nexus. And tbham at home is just banking up a lot of Zerglings. Getting some Overseers. And we can go back here. Eventually, we'll get a good look at these mutas just destroying everything here. And that means that this push for LetsFly is completely all in. These probes are just dying so fast. They don't even have +1 attack yet. There's just that many mutas on the field that this is doing so much damage. So this attack here coming from LetsFly is going to be the huge focus now, because I don't think there's any coming back from this after losing so many probes. You're even going to lose your natural Nexus. So much damage being done from these mutas. So we know we're going to see this attack setting up pretty soon here. In fact, I'd like to see LetsFly going in a little bit earlier. He's waiting too long for these Lings to pool up. Burrowed Lings over here. This would be a nice little ambush play. He knows this is coming. And he's just trying to get as much value out of these mutas as he can. It doesn't even matter. Like, he doesn't want to lose them just for free, obviously, but if he loses a few, it's not going to be the end of the world. Here come the Stalkers. There's an Observer, though, so the Burrowed Lings are not really that much of a surprise. And all the Zerglings coming through, getting past a lot of the force fields. And a lot of these Stalkers, if they don't start blinking, they're going to start going down. But with +2 attack, I mean, even this many Zerglings are going to have trouble. So the Mutas are on the way back to try to help against this. And tbham has done so much damage here, but he still has to hold off this final push from the Protoss player. Mutas coming in, picking off reinforcements as well. If you can pick off those sentries, that would be really good. A huge blink under the Mutas. All the Zealots go down, though. The Mutas are trying to just fight on their own. Finally, Zerglings are coming in to help, and I think tbham is going to push this back. A final warping of 3 Zealots here is all that LetsFly can muster up, as all his probes at home are pretty much dead. And, I mean, the blinks are okay, and the Mutas are focusing on pylons, which is good to stop the reinforcements, but there's really not that many units that could be reinforced. And LetsFly says, GG, well played, and that was an amazing game. Really showing you the power of Mutas here as they come in, pick off the probes one time. And the thing is, they're so fast, you can just take them out, hang them out around here, and then come back in like 30 seconds and see if he's still defending. These gateways were unpowered so many times that it was just so hard for LetsFly to really get up a big enough army to deal with this. Like, he almost had a chance, too. Things were looking a little bit scary for a little bit, but the Mutas were just so good. And congratulations to tbham for taking on that game. Really well played. And guys, if you enjoy the StarCraft 2 cast, please let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. Just to know that, you know, I should start working on some more of these. tbham up to 456 APM. That is absolutely insane. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys later, and have a good rest of your day.